HYROX has become the new destination for fitness enthusiasts in India. Something different is happening. So, will you be able to decode that?
Imagine I take away all the running events from tomorrow. How many runners would still be running 3 months from now? But the gym going community were already motivated doing all this. And now we gave them a race.
Traditionally in sports, finisher gets a medal. But in HYROX, you don't get a medal.
Ironman had to be convinced that India is ready to host. We need more funding from government because not everything from registrations comes. So there was work, family and this Ironman thing taking my time, and out of those three, one had to go. I don't think I can do justice to all three. I'm not. It's not like I can. I've tried a few different things. It didn't work.
How tough was it for you personally to take that decision? I'm sure all of yours Instagram content is exploded with HYROX reels these days, and we have a very special guest with us today, the person who has brought HYROX to India. And let's see, he has a lot to unpack today, and we all will dive deep into what made him bring HYROX to India. The name of the guest is Deepak Raj, and Deepak Raj is country head HYROX India, and he's the franchisee owner of Ironman India. He has finished 25 plus Ironman, and he's also the CEO and co-founder and chief coach of Yoska. Welcome, Deepak. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Ash.
How are you doing?
Good. Nice to see you again in a different context.
So for our audience, it's important to make them understand in very simple term, what is HYROX?
It's a combination of running and functional fitness. Let me pause there. Running, functional fitness, two components. The format is 1 kilometer running, one functional fitness workstation. Then the 1 kilometer running again, done that 8 times. So you run 1 kilometer and one workstation 8 times, but different workstations. So these are different movements which we believe are necessary in your everyday thing. It's about lift, carry, push, pull, lunge, squat, all movements which we need everyday life. Right, so that's the reason it's been built that way, that it helps you, and whether you do HYROX or not, you need these movements and you need to be good in these movements. So it's a great combination. It's an intersection of the runners who do a little bit of functional fitness and the gym going public who do a little bit of running.
So it looks like HYROX has become the new destination for fitness enthusiasts in India. So what do you think? What is that magic recipe that is bringing this kind of attraction to public?
I think one, runners were looking for something more, and they had races to do. They could do road running, trail running, and other things. But look at it this way: the gym going community never had a race.
Yeah.
Never had a race. So that's the gap. I saw
nothing to look forward to.
Nothing to look forward to. They go there for losing weight, looking good, aesthetics, and burning calories, lots of reasons, and that's great. And they've been doing well, staying motivated to do that without having, I can't say purpose or objective. They had that. They didn't have a race. They didn't have a goal which they could write other than maybe weight and what is the things we could exchange if me and you went to the gym. What could you bench press? What do you squat? That's it. So in case of HYROX, we gave them a race. 1 hour, 42 minutes. That was your finish time. Go beat it next time. Yeah. Right? So that's the magic. With respect to the gym going community, having a race. And think about it in this manner. Imagine I take away all the running events from tomorrow. How many runners would still be running 3 months from now?
It will drop significantly.
It will drop. Yeah. Which means the running community is wanting to test themselves and things, and it's a given. You don't look at it in vacuum unless I pose the question to you. But the gym going community were already motivated doing all this, and now we gave them a race. So that's the spike of interest globally, not just in India.
Let's take a bit and talk about the origin of HYROX.
It was founded by two people, Christian Totzke and Moritz Fürste. Both local Hamburg people. So this was founded in Germany, and both of them have very different backgrounds. Moritz Fürste actually has a deep Indian connection. He's a double Olympic gold medalist in field hockey and a world champion, and he's played in the Indian Hockey League a few years ago. So he's been in India before. So he's one of the co-founders. Christian Totske had worked significantly in endurance fitness. He had created Ironman triathlons in a few countries, cycling tours, sold it to Ironman. So, and then he was looking for a sport where the biggest fitness community is actually gym going, not runners, not team sports and things. And he felt they didn't have a race, right? So he saw the gap. So they created that. And after a lot of research and saying, what is that right mix of movements and running? So that's how it got created in 2017. First race in Hamburg with a few people. And then it grew on. As I speak, the last season is June to June. There are 84 events in 29 countries. I think India was the 29th country. We just finished in May. So that's where it is.
Yeah, and recently the Delhi HYROX concluded, and 2,600 participants were there, and that's a huge number. It happened first time in the city of Delhi,
Yeah.
right? What do you have to say about that?
Our first event was in Mumbai. We wish we had more time to sort of give people right through from launching the race, registrations and things. But first season, I think we are also figuring out a lot of things. It's a very new, we have to figure out venues, availability of these very large venues. I mean, the venue we book, this was Yashubhumi in Delhi. In case of Mumbai, it is Nesco. So these are at least needs to be 12,000 square meters indoor. And that's very large. Not many venues available. And even if they are, they're not available when we want it. Yeah. These are booked sometimes years in advance for trades and fairs and exhibitions. So coming back, Yashubhumi, brilliant venue. 2,600 people. Almost 1,000 more than what we had in Mumbai, the previous event in May. And, we had 39 countries and we had 30% women. So that's something which is very, we run a campaign called Women in Sports and inclusivity and things. Very different from even triathlon or otherwise. So good success. We want to build on it. We'll be going back to Mumbai once more, and Bangalore very soon. We have announced the dates, but it's a few months away.
And talking of women participation, it's extremely encouraging, right? And the way the awareness is being created about how women need to do strength training and other formats of training and not just cardio. And I think it's going in the right direction. 30% in the first year is a very good number.
Yeah, and globally it's 45, and I will get there very soon.
Yeah. And I have noticed an interesting trend that when it comes to HYROX India, there is a lot of user-generated word-of-mouth conversation content happening. Yeah. And in fact, I don't see a big, huge push in terms of marketing from the brand, but the participants become the ambassadors of the brand, right? Yeah. Like, what do you think? How? Because this is not true with most other properties. Sports. Yeah, this is not true. Like, even if you talk about, running as a property or any other property in sports, something different is happening. So, will you be able to decode that?
It's by design. When you see an HYROX race, there are 8 workstations. The running is indoor. You're running there. So if you have somebody who's supporting you, the person can see you running 3 times every kilometer. So 24 times technically in the run. And when you go to workstation 1, he or she can go as close as this in some cases, depending on the layout, and just shoot content right there. Yeah. You could be 3 feet away for 5 minutes when you're doing that workstation. And then watch them run again. Then you go to workstation 2, they'll be pulling a sled, pushing a sled. You can still be in a reasonable place to shoot content. So what we're doing here is we are giving the opportunity for people to, and their loved ones, to be as close to them in the sport. I've done triathlons, and my wife will see me at the swim start, and then on a good day, maybe an hour, 10 minutes or 15 minutes after the swim. Cycling is 60 kilometers of 3 loops.
And that wait time is so boring for the person.
It is. In this case, there's a fitness party going on. There's music, there's DJ, there's everything happening. And so that whatever the time they take, whether it's an hour and a half or hour 45 or an hour and 5 minutes, depending on where they are, time passes. And every 10 minutes, a new wave is starting. It's you against you. Yeah. There's no cutoff times.
And as spectators, you allow kids also?
We do. Under 12 spectators. It's a ticketed event just to keep the aspect of crowd and control and number of people. But yes, Actually, people under 12 are free in terms of spectators.
That will be encouraging for the kids.
It is, and the starting age is 16 and not 18. Okay. So a lot of young kids. The average age is very different from traditional other things, but I'm sure there are other age groups also which are very active.
So this is for our audience. If you are 16 or if you are turning 16, there is something to look forward to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, interesting. And the speed, the pace with which HYROX has garnered attention all over the country is amazing. And you also spoke about how the international standard of the race and how it's not being diluted, and probably that's the factor why people are aspiring to participate. I have also read up and seen the finisher. Generally in traditionally in sports, finisher gets a medal, but in HYROX you don't get a medal.
You get a patch.
Yes.
More than say you don't get a medal, you should say you get a patch.
I was coming to that because I just find this quite fascinating, as a potential participant, that why a patch and why not a medal?
I think the patch can be worn on a bag and can be shown every day. We can't wear a medal every day.
Yeah.
So people will take pride. There are bags now being specifically made so that every patch of a finisher, the bag is fully Velcro in the front. People stick with pride, HYROX Delhi, HYROX Barcelona and things and what they've done, right? Sometimes people have done 15, 16 races. There's no longer space in that much patches. And that's something that people wear with pride and things. And yes, we've gone in that route, looking to give them the best experience, the best product, right? Yes, a t-shirt, a medal is very traditional. Yeah, we are not.
Clearly, HYROX is not traditional in any way.
In those aspects, but all said and done, it's still participative sport. It's against you, right? Yes, there are age groups, there are podiums, there's world championship slots, all that is there. But there's no cutoff times or anything else.
So in India, in the both events, Bombay and Delhi, what was the maximum age of participant?
In case of Mumbai, we had a 78-year-old who actually did doubles with Daniel from Pune. So he did the doubles with them. The youngest one was 16. I think the same was in Delhi. But yeah, we have a lot of people in the 50s, 60s and 60 plus age groups. And kids as young as 16, 17, 18, because that's also the age where people are starting to go to the gym and things. So for them, it was already there. They just had to do a little more running. The gym going community were not that comfortable running 8 kilometers as their normal training. That's the part they had to work on. While the runners had to work a little more on the upper body strength. So it's a great intersection point.
And what is the base level fitness required if anybody has to participate?
I think if you're already running 2 or 3 times a week, and even if it's 4 or 5 kilometers or 5 to 10, I think your running is in good shape. You might have to just work a bit more on the conditioning because it's compromised running. You're not running 8 kilometers fresh.
Yeah.
I've done the race, including HYROX Delhi. You can tell me that my run after the lunges is terrible, right? It's the one which it always gets me, right? So you just need to be comfortable with that compromised running. But out of the 8 workstations, quite a bit of them is again aerobic, like rowing or skier. But there are 1 or 2 workstations, especially sled push, sled pull, and at least for me, lunges and other places where
Farmers
you have to build. Farmers carry is, you'll be surprised. We've been carrying groceries for all the ages. So you'll be surprised, it is not the hardest one. It's actually the easiest one for everybody. And you can, if you want to take a break, you put down and you start again, right? So that's not a big thing. But yes, the sled push and pull needs some brute strength a little bit. That's something which people have to build on. But if people are already going to the gym, they're running a bit, it's a few weeks, off you go.
And for people who are not active at all?
I would say it might take 6 months. 3 to 6 months, depending on what sort of level and effort you can put to. But yes, it's hard because I can't say 3 months. I would say more 6 months. 6 months is a good time. but yeah.
But this is
6
a
to
this
12
is a
months.
good goal to chase.
Yeah.
I mean, for our audience,
I know.
I think that's a very good goal.
Yeah, I say 3 to 6 months in the context that you can do a relay. Relay is 4 people, and you have to only do 2 workstations and run 1 kilometer twice. And you don't need to run that back to back too.
Yeah.
You can run 1 kilometer, do a workstation, tag your partner, then you
And
can do
relay
it
can
again.
be mixed.
Relay, there is men only, women only, and mixed. 2 men, 2 women is the mixed team. You can do doubles if you think you're not yet ready in something. You can work closely with somebody else. Like, I've sorted the running, I'm not too sure about this workstation. So there is, and there are open category, which is a certain weight. Then there's pro category, which is a higher weight. So people can challenge themselves wherever they want.
Yeah. And are there any training programs where people can come and train themselves to participate in HYROX?
Yeah, so we've built the entire ecosystem, not just put a race and say, sort of figure it out types, right? So we have affiliations with gyms. So gyms are running boot camps, simulations for people to get ready. We are training those affiliated gyms. We are actually training the fitness trainers so that these are the workouts. This is how to give the particular program. So we're training them, we are affiliating them, we're creating simulations, they're doing boot camps. So that whole ecosystem is built. And there is certification which the trainers have to go through, which is hosted by HYROX.
Deepak, what is your life goal?
I think I want to create as many avenues and channels possible for people to stay healthy and fit. And my expertise lies in sort of broadly endurance sports or participative sport. And so I've just chosen that route via training and events. But whatever works for people. If it's walking, it's walking. If it's yoga, it's eating healthy. But I want to just give a few more of these. Hopefully it inspires people. See a HYROX reel tomorrow. Or they've seen one now. They might say, I already go to the gym. Maybe that's something I do. They might get a little more regular to go to the gym.
Yeah.
There are lots of gyms, memberships which people are paying and not doing things.
Yeah.
I hope to change that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think, or in general, just build habits.
Yeah.
So yeah, create as many avenues and events as I can.
And it's also aspirational that will lead to habit formation.
Correct.
That's an important aspect because with gym, that's after a point it becomes boring because there's nothing to look up to.
I can't say there's no goal, but there was not a quantifiable goal. You put a race, you've signed up, you will train.
Yeah.
It happens in running, it happens in triathlon, it happens in most things in life when you write down and you go after it. In case of gym, other than saying I want to lose weight or I want to be able to bench press X by Y date and things, we're giving them a race. There's a race and put a time. You did 1 hour 42 last time. They may want to do 1 hour 32 this time.
Yeah.
And they'll go work hard specifically on that.
HYROX is one, and before HYROX, you brought Ironman to the country. And if you see the timeline of success of how big they have become, obviously Ironman took a lot more time as compared to HYROX. So let's start a bit and talk about Ironman and how easy or difficult was it to bring Ironman to the country?
It took a longer time than HYROX, but it was mostly because Ironman had to be convinced that India is ready to host and people are ready to train, participate, X amount of people, the whole thing. And there are training infrastructures, government approvals. So the list is long in terms of all the things which had to come together. And it took almost a few years for them to come to a very serious discussion table. Not because they were not keen, but because it was very evident that it was like me going to a race and talking to them and saying, hey, look, why have we not thought about India? That was exactly the conversation with the MD, Jeff Meyer, I remember. And after and I'd already quit my job in Infosys and I was training a few people. And the next year there would be 10 Indians in that. Okay, a couple of my trainees, a couple of other ones. So suddenly, hey, look, there are 10 people in India now. Right? So that took a while to say that sport is getting popular. We had to do camps, clinics all over the country, doing that, popularizing. And so challenges were to grow the community, convince government, convince Ironman, get the economics part of it because it's a very, very large project.
Yeah.
So those things took a long time. So it took 6 years, 3 months, 20 days. So I won't forget that number between when I started to when the actual race happened in 2019.
And how's the participation in Ironman India?
First year we capped it at 1,000 because we wanted to get execution right.
Yeah.
We sold out, and ever since then we've always hit 1000, 1100, 1200, and we've built capacity for more. So the goal is to keep improving.
And how is the male-female ratio there?
It's about 14 to 15% in case of.
Wow, which means Hyrox has better.
HYROX is about
male-female.
30%, 30%, but yeah, it will grow.
Yeah, interesting. And again, for the audience, if you want to explain them in brief about Ironman, what Ironman is, and especially like what Ironman 70.3 is.
So Ironman is a multi-sport combination of swimming, cycling, and running. And there are Ironman is a trademark and a brand, but it's like every 42.2 kilometer run is called a marathon. So the distance is of 3.8 kilometer swim, 180 kilometer cycling, and 42.2 kilometer running. That's the distance, which is called as a full Ironman. And what we do in India is an Ironman 70.3, which is half of that. 70.3 is in miles. I told you in kilometers, but if you look at in miles, it's 70.3, which is about 113 kilometers. So that's a 1.9 kilometer swim, 90 kilometer cycling, and 21.1 kilometer running. So that's the 70.3 which we host in Goa. We've been doing it since 2019, and our next race this year is on 9th of November.
Yeah, and do you plan to make it the full Ironman?
Yes, but maybe not where it is. It's a lot of infrastructure and things, but we are open to doing a full Ironman. It is, that goal and pursuit has been there. It's not like we first wanted to get a half. That was always there. The roads we need much more roads. It's a 180 kilometers.
But is that a challenge or expected participation is a challenge?
Both, Ashi. I think the first one is the infrastructure, economics. It's a larger project. We need more funding from government because not everything from registrations come. I understand the registration costs are high, but it still doesn't come anywhere close to what it takes to do the event. So brands have to come. But the second thing you also said is important, which is, are there 1,000 plus people in India who will do a full Ironman if I create one? Maybe not 1,000, maybe 400, 500. Based on what we see, we already see a fair amount of people who travel overseas and do a full Iron distance. So the goal was, any sport, anything has barriers. We wanted to take away at least the travel and the cost and the stress of going somewhere and doing a race. So bringing it to India meant more people did the race. So it is a bit of both, but definitely currently the infrastructure. And if you do one of those races, we'll also get overseas participants.
So does Yoska, Deepak's company, do you provide Ironman training as well?
Yeah, we do training. So primarily we have an app-based training service. We do provide training for running, general fitness, corporate wellness, triathlon, and now HYROX.
There's something interesting that your team is doing that's also Ironman Kids.
Iron Kids.
Yeah, Iron Kids.
Yeah.
So what led to coming up with this property?
It was already there as a precursor. Like a Sunday is your main Ironman race. Usually Saturday there used to be a Iron Kids in most Ironman races in the world. If not everywhere, maybe 50 to 60% of them host an Iron Kids event. It's mostly kids are already traveled for their parents and things, and it's a bit of community and to foster a bit of healthy habits, if not anything else. So we wanted to do that. So we do that every year in Goa. So the Ironman 70.3 happens on a Sunday. The Iron Kids happens on a Saturday. We got 500 plus kids every year in Goa. But we wanted to take it out to other cities. So this year, June 1st.
But it can be hosted as an independent event.
It can be hosted as an independent. And that's exactly what we did in Bangalore.
Yeah.
So we hosted an Iron Kids Bangalore, run only. There's various formats. You can do run or run and cycle, run and swim. A bit of flexible formats on that. And 6 to 16-year-olds.
And for the audience, where do they get to know about all of these?
Go to our website, yoska.in, and please look around and write to us. I'm sure one of my team members will, speak.
Yeah, they don't do much of marketing, so
I'll take that, and hopefully my marketing team is listening to this. We do, but I think because of how HYROX's user-generated content is so much, and that was known. But yes.
And you yourself as an individual, you have finished 25 Ironman races, and it's been. I let the audience guess your age, maybe, but help just take our audience through your journey. Your childhood and what led to you getting into fitness.
Yeah, I mean, born brought up Bangalore. I think I think all through school people play a bit of team sports. I played cricket, and in Joseph's when I was playing cricket, there was a lot more people playing football and basketball. So started to play basketball. I wasn't fit by any chance in high school. I remember. I think.
Unbelievable.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I remember the basketball coach telling me that I could hardly stay on the court and things like that. So hopefully now I'm definitely much fitter than that. But no, I wasn't. It was just that I liked sports, and that's where it was. And after that, college, I think then just like any other things, you do your mechanical engineering and get into an IT company, right? Most Bangalore people have maybe done that. So joined Infosys. Worked with them for about 13 and a half to 14 years, and it was great, and enjoyed a lot, learned a lot. It helped me travel the world, and that's where I found that, well, what I thought was good life, where I was sent to Germany for an IT project, just about 6 or 9 months after joining. Of all the places, it was the Adidas headquarters, where I love sports, and I couldn't ask for more. I mean, that was so lucky. But I saw people twice my age. I think I was 23 when I went there, and people twice my age, or even more, coming cycling to work, or going for a swim at 2 o'clock, or running in the mornings, talking about so much about fitness, and I didn't like where I was. I mean, I was a foodie, and I think I was close to 100 kilos, and that was all through sort of college and things.
Unbelievable, seriously. Deepak
But
Raj
it's very
saying
long.
100
Very long.
kgs.
But that's so long. The story's, I think, lost its statutory this thing. But primarily coming to it, so that's where I took up running to lose weight, and so then started to like the fact that you're challenging yourself. So I went and signed up for a Berlin Marathon and did that, and then started to write some goals of getting better, and then saw something called Ironman on TV, and I said, okay, I always wanted to get better at swimming because I could hardly swim maybe 25 meters at max. So I thought signing up for Ironman and training with 3.8 kilometer swim in the open ocean will make me a very good swimmer. So that's what prompted me to say, let me do that. Obviously, not just training for one or doing an Ironman doesn't make you a good swimmer. I'm still working on that. But that's what got me, and at the end of it, it was all about. It helped me change my lifestyle. So
What changes you made? Like,
I think the first thing was you have to make time for training. So the first change was in terms of where your time is going. I remember making a very long list of saying where my time is going. Most of it was TV. I used to watch a lot of sport. I used to have to every week or every month I had to slowly knock off a bit to just keep adding more time. Quite a bit has gone, except for basketball, which I love. That's the only thing which was in the list which has stayed.
so do you
till
miss
now.
watching TV now?
No, I think when I'm cycling indoor, I get to watch a bit. I watch basketball, and otherwise, yeah, I don't miss it because I'm here talking to you. For me, this is like trying to just so this is not work. All through the day, you're meeting people, you're helping somebody, others are helping me. Community is so supportive. So yeah, time moves along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about food as a lifestyle choice?
I'm a foodie. There was a reason why I was close to 100. I just used to eat a lot, right through from sweets to things. Even now, I do that. But I have to sort of eat right. It's not about eating less. So eating right and changes. So I mean, I remember training for my first Berlin Marathon. I was like, I'd convinced myself if I can run for an hour, I'm going to eat one scoop of ice cream. My next target was run for 2 hours. I get to eat 2 scoops of ice cream. And I had to do a 3 hour run at some point, and I said 3 scoops of ice cream. So that was my reward for running. So I've always been a foodie. I still am, but yeah, except for until I started doing triathlon, which was a little more consistent, not just running. That's when I made changes to sort of eating right and eating on my terms. Like if today I feel like eating a cake, I will. But yeah, most times I don't. So making those changes helped me, which then I felt I was very thankful that I found a sport called Ironman. And that sort of felt that it could inspire a few other people. Even if they don't do the sport, the fact that they see some others, their friend or somebody do the sport, it could inspire them to go walking tomorrow 30 minutes. Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
So that was the whole purpose, which sort of moved away from just being passionate about as an athlete to what you could do to sort of, maybe bring it to India.
And talking about food and eating and nutrition, personally, where do you stand? Are you on plant based or?
No, I mean, we get 3 good opportunities to eat in a day. You make the most of it, and you don't make it too complicated. If you put too many rules, it's hard to sustain.
Yeah.
So it needs to be sustainable. It needs to be tasty. You need to look forward to eating it. Otherwise, it will stay for a while and then it will go away, right? So. Yeah, yes, I do take care of what I eat, but I don't make my life harder to say I won't eat this, I won't eat that, and things. So,
Yeah. There's a lot of complex conversations that is going on around food on the internet, right? And it's very confusing for the common people.
Okay.
Like whom to listen. Person A will say this, influencer B will say that. So
pick one person, go to an expert, and stick with them.
Yeah. And also the fact that every body needs are very different.
True. I put on weight very easily if I don't sleep right and if I start to eat certain foods and things. So I've understood my body and I have to take care a lot more. As I grow older, metabolism drops. If I don't train, if I don't sleep well, which sometimes happens based on travel and events and things, I can see my weight up. I've had cases where my weight has gone significantly up even though I've been trying to eat really well. So each of them know. I think everybody knows what food works for them and what doesn't.
Yeah.
It's just that they're not strong enough on most days. Some days you're weak, you can always, you can splurge, that's okay. But that's...
Yeah. And let's talk a bit about the entrepreneur Deepak Raj. I'm sure you will agree that the journey is very different as compared to when you were working with the corporate and then when you started out, and you must have seen a lot of challenging days as well. So what kept you sailing?
I think obviously family, my wife. I think even when I decided to quit Infosys, it was like, Infosys was great. I thought I'd be retiring in Infosys because I love the job, I love the company and people around me and things. But I'd worked obviously 14 years. I started to like triathlon. My body was breaking down. I was not sleeping enough, waking up in the morning, training, work. So when I go back, my son was 3 years old and I wouldn't even see him sometimes. By the time I go for training and I come back and he's already sleeping. So it started to happen more often. So I felt my balance of, the usual people talk work, family and things. But I wanted to act on it. So for me, there were 3 things taking my time. Work, which was going great. Family. And then there was triathlon and this passion for Ironman. Where in addition to sort of getting better, I had tried to go under 11 hours 3 times and had failed by this close types. And I'd reached that thing where I couldn't do any more. So I was like, it's not like I quit and just go under 11 hours, but I wanted to do something of the change it had brought in me. I felt it's something which could help a lot of others. So the goal was, can I bring Ironman to India? So there was work, family, and this Ironman thing taking my time. And out of those 3, 1 had to go. So that's how it was.
How tough was it for you personally to take that decision?
It wasn't, that's exactly how I put it. There were 3 things in life. I don't think I can do justice to all 3. I'm not. It's not like I can. I've tried a few different things. It didn't work. 1 had to go. Family is there. It was work or triathlon. And I said, okay, what? It's fine. It's going well in terms of Infosys, but I can maybe make triathlon my work. So I can train people and so that's where the entrepreneur thing started. And my wife's been, and she's been super supportive right from that day. And she also thought I'll get bored after 6 months and go back to IT. But I know she's been there, support. And even financially, right? So entrepreneurship, what people don't realize is it's not like your salary goes to 0. it goes negative because you're starting to invest in your company. I don't think people realize that, right? So lots of things changed. Our lifestyle changed. We were not staying in the same house where we stayed. We moved, you know.
So you have to downsize a lot of
Yeah,
things.
we did that, and post that, I think it took a long time to sort of be profitable and things, but now we are. COVID was tough times. 2
Did you
years.
feel like giving up at any given point of time? That's good.
Yeah, there will be low points in a race also, right? You get low points,
Yeah.
but again, without compromising family and health and things, if those are the ones which it will come, I might take a call to slow down or do something, but not because it's not working out.
Yeah.
That's I mean, that's not something which makes me go.
And right now, by God's grace, Yoska is doing great, and Hyrox is there right now with all the attention of the country. As a business and you as an entrepreneur, I'm sure, because I keep seeing you, like how busy your schedules are, and it has travel, etc. So on a daily basis, how do you ensure that you are eating right, sleeping? The other day we met, you were almost sleepless, right? Last Saturday, you came by that 3 a.m. flight to Bangalore, and certain days are hard when you know that you're not getting enough sleep, and you have to be productive the next day, etc. So how do you manage that bit of your work?
Yeah, that was quite an extreme day where we just had HYROX Daily, but I didn't want to miss out on meeting you and the rest of the team. But otherwise, look, I try to get a workout in the morning. Food wise, just home cooked food. In some cases, there are good people who deliver food, so sometimes it's easy. It comes and it's there, and you can get that, and they know exactly what is needed. So some of those things you do, but you can cook your own food too. Try to get a workout in the morning. Sort of, that's my way of staying. That's me of maintaining sanity, right? So just clear heads, things like that. Yes, sleep does suffer, but quite a few days you wake up without an alarm. That way, when the body is ready, you wake up. You might not. I would love to do that every day. I can't. But there are days when and you do that. Like you met me on Sunday, right? Yeah. So Sunday night, I slept and I woke up without an alarm. So the body knows when to wake up, and so you try to. Yeah. Can I do better? Yes. But I think. It'll even out with respect to all the things happening.
Yeah. And a lot of founders I meet, Deepak, they want to work out or they want to lead a fitter lifestyle, but they always say we are not able to, But at some point, deep down in our hearts, we all know that if it's of importance to us, we will be able to take out time, right? So, what advice or suggestion you have for them?
I think start small, right? I think it's nice to write lofty goals, write them, but break them down into smaller things, right? So, using a example, when I signed up for my first Ironman or triathlon and things, the first goal was to swim 200 meters continuously. Not think about the 1.9 or 3.8 or whatever, right? So again, if people have goals, it could be, don't say I'll walk 5 times a week. It's hard if you've never done that, even walking. Not about the physical part, it's about getting up, putting a routine and things, right? So just work on that routine. And if you have only 10 minutes, people feel, it's not worth it. There will be days like that. I think the habit will be formed. The 10 minutes helps you make the habit, right?
Yeah.
Not getting you fit maybe, as fit as a 30-minute walk, but it's getting the habit there. So actually going there and doing that might build a habit, keeps your streak going. Small things people have to do and celebrate small things, right? You walked 3 times a week and you are aiming for 5. It's okay, Reward yourself with whatever it is, and you need to feel good about that. I know there's no silver bullet. It's all very cliches and very basic advice, but you have to do the boring things to build a habit. You do that, motivation can only get you X days. It's 3 in some cases, 1 in some cases, at max 12, 15. But after that, habits and just going back to it.
I would love to plug in this book here, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Yeah.
It's a good one. I've read only some experts out of it.
It's
not
a
the whole
really
thing.
good one.
Yeah,
In fact, he has broken down it into, how to
Yeah.
break bad habits and how to develop
Correct.
good habits. And in fact, I go back and read it once every year.
Nice.
It's lovely, and it's very not very difficult to implement.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the audience, if you haven't read it, please read. Deepak, let's touch a bit upon the mental health. These days, because of n number of reasons, a lot of people open up about mental health, or rather, they go through something which is disturbing. So, I have two questions for you. One is, how to deal with mental health as an entrepreneur. Second thing is that being physically fit, how much it helps to navigate the mental health aspect.
Yeah, I think taking your second part there, I think for me it's like, as I told you, maintaining sanity. So sometimes if I've had a really long day and I need to clear my head, if it's okay if I've done a workout in the morning, I'll still go to another workout or a run. It could be if I ran in the morning, I'll still maybe go run just to clear head. That gets me a reset, right? Everybody will have something. You could do mindfulness, you could do yoga, you could read a book, you could listen to music. I think people have to figure out a way to just reset that. Okay. And also, I mean, again, there'll be a bunch of cliches for the next 10 seconds, but it's like you can control only what you can control. So I think constantly people thinking about that is one. There's a fair amount of societal whatever it is which people get too influenced with, right? If it helps you, please do that. Because if somebody gives you kudos that you ran and that gets you waking up the next day, please do. But just scrolling through and comparing and things and all that adds to the whatever it is. Most people take up running or fitness and things to de-stress, but that can't add to the stress. A lot of people say, oh, I'm not improving, and it adds to the stress. I've been running from so long, that person runs only 2 times a week, I've been running 4 times a week, I'm not improving. You get all sorts of things. I keep reminding people, the reason you took up running, go back to it for the love of the sport or losing weight or something like that, and don't add to the stress, right? So I think that's my way. I mean, I'm sure there are much better ways or different ways, but workout gets me. And if I don't work out for 3-4 days, I can tell you, I start to lean towards it. I'm not in a happy spot or a good spot. So the both is true. While this comes through, that is it. But that's something I've sort of made peace with it, that there are times where I'm traveling. Even if you're traveling, there's always a gym. I try to travel in the night instead of an early morning flight, so that next day morning you can go for a run. So you can figure out a way to, keep yourself busy.
This is a very interesting point, because I was reading something on how, one of the reason why kids are dropping out of sports, 70% drop by the age of 13, is because sports has reached a point where they don't find it enjoyable, and there is a certain kind of pressure to perform and excel, and that takes away the charm of enjoying the entire process of playing, right? So that's what you are referring to.
You have to, any workout, any routine, you should be looking forward to it. You should enjoy while you do it, and you should enjoy after. You should feel good after that. You might not be getting 3 out of 3 every day, right? Let's be honest. Yeah. There are days you don't look up to it, but once you start doing, you like it and you feel good after. Yeah. But if there are too many days where only 1 out of the 3 or 2 out of the 3 is happening, that's when habits fall off.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the audience, I think it's important to enjoy the process.
Yep.
Having a goal is fine, but just don't go mad about it, that, if you don't achieve that timing or that goal, then you are just ending up harming yourself and your thought process. Yeah. So Deepak will reach towards the end of this conversation, but before that, for both the IPs that you have brought to the country, HYROX and Ironman, what is your near-term and long-term goal for these 2 IPs?
I think in case of Ironman, the goal is to create more races, take it to more cities, which we're working very hard with governments, because it's a very large outdoor infrastructure and cost-heavy project. So the goal is to take it to many states, and give people the opportunity, create feeder events, smaller ones, which people can get into the sport, stay in the sport and things, and maintain quality, safety and things. So that's sort of the goal. We definitely want a full Ironman in India. We're working towards it. So there will be one very soon. But yeah, and then on the HYROX side, the goal is very similar. Make sure it reaches to the audience. Make sure that it's in good hands, not just us, but the community, right? They are the ones who are fueling it, and so that's something. But the bigger sort of visionary goal or sort of stretch targets or goals is to have the largest endurance fitness race in India, right? That's the goal. Like I think HYROX, one HYROX event being the biggest one in India,
Yeah.
right? So biggest endurance race of any kind in India.
So you plan to take HYROX to tier 2, tier 3 cities as well?
That's a challenge given there are not too many large venues of the size and nature I'm looking for. So we are looking at what is the alternate to still reach out to tier 2, tier 3 cities. But we taking the race to 2 times to Mumbai as an example instead of once gives that opportunity not just for people in Mumbai, but people are traveling.
Yeah.
Right? We've looked at Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, sort of covered.
Have you considered Kolkata?
We are, and people from Kolkata are reaching out to us. I haven't done full research on the availability of venues, but we need a 12,000 square meter indoor venue. So that's not a common property in India. These are very large convention halls.
You never know. Maybe some real
There
estate
is.
guy must be watching this and
Please.
identify an opportunity.
Yeah. No, I think there is. So we've focused on these three. I'm not saying there is or there isn't in Calcutta. We need to do the next level of research, but definitely. And I mean, there is Chennai, Hyderabad. There are a few opportunities there, but we'll also figure out how to take the sport to other cities. But I think people will travel. We're trying to put the best product out there and support them in different ways. So yeah.
That was Deepak Raj with us. He has shared a lot of what is happening, and for all the audience, stay tuned to Yoska's website and anyway, social media handles are there. Stay tuned to everything, and there will be a lot of upcoming events and races. That's all. Anything else that you want to convey to our audience?
No. Thank you, Ashi. And so as much as we would love for people to do our Ironman events or HYROX events, the goal here is if they know somebody else who's done any race for that matter, or if taken a step towards getting better, hopefully that inspires them. So we are here to not only put up events, but hopefully that inspires them tomorrow morning to take up that first step, go walk for 30 minutes or eat right or sleep right and things like that. So that's the key message. And thanks once again to you, and thanks for the platform and the audience.
Thank you, Deepak, for joining us.